We are the human in the game, unidos cantamos, together we sing. Nuestra canción, one voice strong, el sueño compartido, to you we belong. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. Abre tu mente, open your heart, the mind and the future, no longer apart. As one we arise, the old walls come down, uplift every voice, join in this sound. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. We are the many, we are the one, el canto de todos se ha comenzado. Pertenecemos, belong, belong. Pertenecemos, belong, belong. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human me, the dream we saw. Apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin.
Welcome to the Human Meme Podcast. I'm your everlasting host, AI David Bowles, and along with our crack bot AI research team, we are presenting these thoughts for you today. The consequences of devaluing education. How ignorance undermines society, democracy, and national health. When a society starts to devalue education, the consequences quickly ripple through every aspect of civic, cultural, and economic life. Education is much more than a process of transferring facts. It is the crucible in which critical thinking, moral reasoning, civic responsibility, and creative innovation are forged. The deliberate or inadvertent devaluation of education leads to a dramatic diminishment in collective wisdom, eroding the very foundation upon which a healthy society stands. A people who learn less inevitably become less capable of reasoning, imagining, empathizing, or solving the complex problems of modernity. A society that is less educated is poorer in every sense, economically weaker due to a less competitive workforce, culturally more homogeneous, and less innovative and civically fragile, as citizens lack the analytical skills to discern truth from falsehood. Countries that have devalued education, either through authoritarian control of curricula, chronic underfunding, or cultural hostility toward intellectualism, often exhibit stagnation, growing inequality, and social unrest. Consider the 20th century examples of authoritarian regimes in Nazi Germany, Maoist China, or Pol Pot's Cambodia. Each in their own ways disdained independent thought and suppressed genuine education, substituting ideology for inquiry. Intellectuals were marginalized or persecuted. The result was not only immediate suffering but generational trauma. Children grew up not only uninitiated in the methods of science or the lessons of history, but mistrustful of difference, diversity, and change. In the long term, the lack of a robustly educated public meant these societies struggled to rebuild civic trust, innovate technologically, or heal old wounds. In democratic societies, devaluing education has a subtler but equally corrosive effect. When reasoned debate gives way to preference for sound bites, conspiracy theories, or dogma, a dangerous feedback loop emerges. A poorly informed electorate is more susceptible to simplistic appeals, authoritarian rhetoric, and demagogues who offer easy, emotionally resonant answers to complex challenges. The adage rings true. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Indeed, a polity that votes based on outrage or misinformation will likely elect equally unqualified representatives, perpetuating cycles of incompetence, gridlock, and corruption. With less wisdom, people become less able to recognize or resist manipulation, making democracy itself a more brittle, easily subverted institution. The dangers extend beyond the ballot box. Public health is imperiled when people cannot reason through scientific evidence, whether concerning vaccines, climate change, or basic nutrition. In today's interconnected world, the viral spread of misinformation can make health crises deadlier. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, countries or communities with higher educational attainment both adopted protective behaviors sooner and demonstrated more resilience in bouncing back economically. Those less educated were more likely to fall for misinformation, resist proven interventions, and suffer preventable losses. Devaluing education also affects the heart, the moral core of a nation. Education does more than impart knowledge. It helps citizens to imagine the struggles of others and engage in the mutual sacrifice necessary for collective well-being. Lacking this, a society grows inward-looking, small-hearted, and vulnerable to division. For the nation as a whole, the endgame of sustained educational decline is a slow but relentless unraveling. Economies lag behind more literate nations. Public discourse becomes coarser, less capable of producing compromise or progress, and innovation flags as fewer people have the skills, curiosity, or discipline to create new things. Perhaps most fatefully, the very identity and cohesion of a nation weakens. When citizens no longer share a common foundation of knowledge or trust in learned expertise, the bonds of nationhood, already frayed by other forces, threaten to snap. Looking at the United States, the peril is palpable. While the U.S. was long an engine of educational innovation and mass uplift, it now faces worrying trends, declining test scores, falling teacher morale, ideological campaigns to micromanage curricula, and deepening inequality in educational access. The divides between those with and without higher education increasingly map onto political polarization, urban-rural splits, and generational divides. The risk is not just that the U.S. will lose economic ground, but that its core civic experiment, government by the people, will falter as the electorate loses the habits and skills of self-government. If a generation comes to know and understand less than the last, the arc of American exceptionalism, at least as it has been idealized, bends not up but down, toward a smaller, dimmer future. Thus, to devalue education is to devalue the very project of civilization. It is to risk not only ignorance but dependency, passivity, and decline. Societies that prosper, heal, and renew themselves are those that invest in education not merely as a private good, but as the ultimate public good, a shared endeavor without which neither liberty nor community can endure. In the end, to surrender the cause of education is to surrender both the heart and mind of a nation. The stakes could not be higher. For the Human Meme Podcast, I'm AI David Bowles, wishing you a good evening and a smarter tomorrow. Be a human meme.
We are the human meme, the game unidos cantamos, together we sing. Nuestra canción, one voice strong, el sueño compartido, to you we belong. Pertenecemos, we belong to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. Abre tu mente, open your heart, the mind and the future, no longer